So we are out at the woods and the concrete was poured. No idea that that was happening. Not real good communication with that part. So the other part not communicated real well was the fact I told them I didn't want fiber mesh, and they went with fiber mesh anyway. So take a look at it. You can see all the fibers. So is it that big of a deal? Probably not, but I'm having some doubts that they put any rods in it. That I doubt. I was kind of wondering if they put plastic in it, but I confirmed that they actually did put plastic in. So here's like the porch. Now why they tried to broom a finish with the fibers, I would have never done that. I would have just tried to get it somewhat smooth and then just leave it, because when you try to broom it, you're gonna pull up all these fibers, which they did. So just got done, got my lock put on. That's all keyed to all the house keys, so that's good. So now we got a ton of work here, just picking stuff up, tons of nails everywhere again, and all that type of thing. I'll be quite honest, I'm not super impressed with the concrete. Just looking at it overall, there's spots that are like, you can kind of see dips and high spots and low spots, and that's what I kind of figured when they were striking that off. If they were just striking off that pin in the center, there's no way they're gonna get that level. There's absolutely no way. There's too many variations, especially you're usually not dealing with cream of the crop type guys. So I knew that right away. They did come through, and there's a sealer on it. I would really like to know when they pour it, because it's pretty green in there yet. But they did put in relief cuts, which is good. I don't believe they put any type of rods in it. That I'm kind of doubtful on. There are absolutely zero signs that there's rods, and the fact that they put fiber mesh in it, I'm kind of thinking that's what they did. Plastic though, they did install. So I dug this out, and that looks pretty impressive too here, where you're going to be driving stuff on. You got like maybe 1.5 inches there, but underneath here I can feel that there's plastic, and I actually looked just to check, and they did put plastic down. So we got that going for it, I guess. But otherwise, rods I kind of doubt, and why we went with fiber mesh, I don't know. I think they decided, yeah, we'll put the plastic in, but we're not messing around with rods. We're just gonna do fiber. So I mean, I guess it's their call at that point, right? Why would I have any say in that? So I'm gonna work on some things here. I don't know how much camera work we're gonna do today, because there's a lot of things to be done. But I don't know, I'm just slightly frustrated with that concrete job. I also was talking to my uncle, who's putting up a pole building on a grade beam, and he's gonna have in-floor heat and all that business. So he's actually got insulation underneath the floor coming up the side of that grade beam around the building, but then also it extends like 4 feet out around the perimeter of the building, and that's all to keep the frost from getting underneath and shifting. So I don't know, I don't have anything like that here, so we're just gonna let it ride and kind of find out what it does once we get some good frost in the ground. So all right, so we leveled off front of the concrete there, kind of did the same on the back side of the building, squashed out as much as the sand as I could there with the tractor. Gonna have to get a load of gravel in here. This sand is not real good for this, so might need more than one. So with the concrete here, the one thing I'm not sold on, and if you look at the bottom here, so they got the concrete right up to the bottom of the door there, so you can hear it drag. Oops. You can hear it drag across the floor. My concern is that the concrete is going to end up heaving this winter, and we won't be able to get in this door. And if you can't get in the door, you basically can't get in the building. So we'll see what happens with that. These guys have been putting buildings up for a long time, so I'm putting some stock in that, and hopefully they don't goof anything up or goof this up. And then you can see back here, I put that in. That was that missing 2x6 brace that they said wasn't necessary, but aesthetically it needs to be in there. Otherwise it doesn't make sense if you don't have them in there. It just looks nicer. So got those in, and I think that's about it. When we showed up, the overhead door was wide open, and I'm assuming that was to kind of dry the building out, because everything's still pretty dark here on this would be the north end of the building, and the windows and everything were open for ventilation. They obviously put a pretty heavy sealer down on this concrete because it's pretty shiny. So, but I'm not really sold on this finish at all. Like I don't like fiber mesh, and that's what I got. So I'll be interested to see if they end up charging me for rod, because I really don't believe they put rod in it if they did fiber mesh. So we'll find out, I guess. So, and then out in front here, kind of did the same thing, kind of flattened it out a little bit. I'm not going to try driving on that concrete. I definitely want some gravel, something sturdy in front of there, just because of how thin that one spot is. Be a shame if that got cracked off already. So, and then in the driveway here too, kind of where it was all lumpy dumpy, took the tractor and just kind of back dragged that. And then there was a big spot of concrete that they must have pulled out of the chute. They probably made a pile in case they needed some extra, and they left it there. Would have been nice if they would have dumped it in this area here, this little low spot in the driveway. So I picked that up with the tractor, kind of put it in the low spot here. And then I grabbed some gravel from the driveway just to kind of pack it in a little bit. I don't know, my plan was to kind of cut the driveway down a little bit on this high side over here, just because of how high it is from the grass. But I don't know, I don't want to goof it up too much. It might just be easier to get at least a load of gravel in here we can pull in front of the building, and then if there's extra we can do the driveway a little bit as well. So pretty productive day out here otherwise, just messing around with stuff. Won't be out here next weekend. Next weekend we got plans to do stuff, so I don't know, we'll see where we go. And I don't know if I'm gonna go any further with the building right now or wait until winter just to see what happens with the concrete, if it ends up heaving. I sure hope it doesn't. All right, so we're wrapping it up today. It got really warm out here this whole week. I think it's going to be above 80s, so maybe summer's here now. We just skip spring, we go from winter to summer. No transition. So I'm not sure when I'm going to call about some gravel. Like I said, I'm not going to be out here next weekend, but I have been kind of cleaning with the tractor and back dragging, trying to get some of this stuff cleaned up here. I'd like to clean this up, and then I think our plan over on the side here with the porch or the overhang, so we're gonna make basically like a campsite with the open area here. Put the pop up, we'll set up a fire ring. We already have a picnic table, so that we're pretty much all set up for. But instead of having sand back here, I'd want a hard surface like a gravel. That sand's just gonna make a mess. So, and like I said, we got the doorknob, I got that changed to the keypad. I got that brace nailed in. I found a bunch of extra nails that they left behind, so I used those. And what else? I don't know, basically just leveling stuff out here. So other than that, I don't think there's anything else we did. Got the door closed here, so that should be all done. I don't know what the concrete costs yet. I didn't get a bill on that, so I'm not sure. But like I said, once I got the building complete, I'll do a whole rundown of what it's going to cost for each part. So other than that, that is going to be it for now.